Hey everyone. So, what does it actually mean to be an expert in AI? We hear that term thrown around all the time, but it can be pretty vague. Well, today we're going to break that down. We're going to dissect the profile of a real deal AI specialist to figure out what expertise looks like in the wild. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the headline. AI specialist with proven expertise in LLMs, NLP, automation, computer vision, and full AI product development. Whoa. Right off the bat, you see these heavyweight terms. LLMs, that's the magic behind things like ChatGPT. NLP, that's how machines get a handle on human language. But look, this isn't just a laundry list of buzzwords. This is a claim of total mastery, from start to finish, from the idea to the language to the computer vision, all the way to a finished product. That's a huge claim. And to back up that massive claim, this number, 20. That's over 20 different AI systems this person has built and shipped. We're not talking about some project for a class here. This is real-world, proven delivery, again and again. All right, so that brings us to our first section, building for giants. Because, real expertise isn't just theoretical. It's forged in the fire of creating actual solutions for huge clients, where the stakes couldn't be higher. And first up, a project for a name you'll definitely recognize, Mercedes-Benz. Now get this out of your head. This wasn't some basic little chatbot answering FAQs. Nope. We're talking about a sophisticated AI salesperson that requires really deep understanding of both business and some seriously complex tech. And this is where it gets really, really cool. It was a multilingual, offline AI avatar. Now, let's pause on that word, offline. Think about it. Most of the AI you and I use needs a constant lifeline to the cloud, right? This thing had to do all its thinking right there, on site with zero internet. That is a massive technical hurdle to clear. And the payoff? A wild 40% jump in sales automation efficiency. That's not just a cool tech demo. That's a number that makes a real difference to the bottom line. Okay, so we're going from the slick, polished world of a corporate showroom to something completely different, national security. This next project shows an incredible range, because we're talking about a drone system built to spot threats in real time. And this wasn't for just any client. This was for the Indian Army and Police. We're talking about a situation where accuracy isn't just a nice to have. It can literally be the difference between life and death. The system's job? To spot weapons, intruders, and violent acts the second they happen. And it achieved a 94% precision rate. I mean, for a job that critical, that level of accuracy is just phenomenal. So we've seen commercial, we've seen defense. Now for the final highlight in this section, we're shifting gears again, this time into the world of academia. Our specialist also developed AI platforms for some of the top research institutes in India. And again, we're not talking about some small niche tool. This was rolled out at a huge scale, used by more than 3,000 researchers. And the impact? It cut down their research workflow time by 60%. Just think about that for a second. This isn't just making an app. This is literally speeding up the pace of science itself. Wow. Okay, so building amazing things is one thing, but what's the next level? Well, it's not just using the tech that's out there. It's creating entirely new technology. So this next section is all about that leap, from applying AI to actually inventing it. And to kind of set the stage for how someone becomes an inventor, just take a quick look at this career path. Notice how fast that progression is, from trainer to technical lead to AI specialist, all in just a handful of years. That shows this relentless drive to learn and take on more responsibility. It's the kind of foundation you need to start building something from the ground up. Now, before I show you the next bit, let's just do a quick refresher on what a patent really is. It's not just a cool idea. It's official, government recognition that you've invented something genuinely new and useful. It's a really, really high bar to clear for innovation. And boom, here it is. This specialist holds a UK-registered patent for a system that combines two super cutting-edge technologies, blockchain and cloud computing. This is a perfect example of someone who isn't just playing with today's toys. They're literally designing the architecture for tomorrow. Okay, now, this next one is just on a whole other level. Seriously, most developers, even the great ones, spend their entire lives mastering programming languages that already exist, right? Like Python or C++. This individual created a brand new one from scratch, the Phoenix programming language. I mean, to do that, you have to understand how computers think on such a deep, fundamental level. It's like being a brilliant author who also decides to invent a whole new alphabet. It's just mind-blowing. All right, let's switch gears for a sec and talk about LLMs, large language models. You can think of a general one, like the kind most people interact with, as a giant public library. It knows a little bit about pretty much everything. But a fine-tuned LLM, that's different. That's like an expert's personal textbook on one specific subject. It's incredibly deep and way more powerful for that one task. So knowing that, it's probably no surprise that our expert didn't just grab a model off the shelf. Nope. They went deeper. They actually developed and fine-tuned their own custom LLM. This shows you they have that hands-on, down-in-the-weeds mastery of what is arguably the hottest tech in AI right now. So building things and inventing new tech is obviously crucial. But the real titans of a field, they also give back. They contribute to the community. And that's what this next section is about. The importance of documenting what you know, teaching it, and sharing it with everyone else. And one of the biggest ways they've done that is by becoming a published author. And not just of one book, but 3 different books on AI. This is such a critical step, right? Taking all that complex knowledge rattling around in your head and making it clear and accessible so other people can learn from it and build on it. And it doesn't stop with books. If you look at their published research, you see another layer entirely. The topics go from the super technical, like AI-powered drones, all the way to these deep, almost philosophical questions about things like emotional intelligence in AI, or even consciousness itself. That shows a level of curiosity that goes way beyond just the nuts and bolts of engineering. This just speaks to an absolutely relentless commitment to learning. We're looking at more than 240 certifications total across every single major player in the tech space: Microsoft, AWS, Google, NVIDIA, even the Indian Space Research Organization. Look, this isn't about collecting digital badges. This is about staying on the absolute bleeding edge of a field that changes, every single day. All right, so we've looked at all these different pieces of the puzzle. Let's put them all together now. What is the anatomy, really, of a modern AI specialist? Well, this is the blueprint that we've kind of uncovered here. It seems like true expertise in AI today means you're 4 people in one. You're the builder, who ships high-impact solutions in the real world. You're the innovator, who's creating new patents and new tech. You're the scholar, who's sharing knowledge through books and research. And you're the contributor, who's active in the open source community. The big takeaway here is that it's not enough to be just one of these things. Real, modern expertise is the powerful combination of all of them. And that really brings us to our final thought. We've just broken down one person's incredible journey, and it gives us a template for what that deep expertise can look like. So as we wrap this up, the question isn't just about what we've seen today. It's about what's next for you. In this era that's being completely reshaped by AI, what does your blueprint for expertise look like?